Taxi vlog 319. It is 6:27 p.m. on the 22nd of August. Friday night. The big time. Not necessarily the big time in earnings, but definitely the big time in stress and the big time in obstacles. Maybe it won't be so bad tonight. Maybe there are a lot of people camping for the weekend and doing that because we're getting closer to the end of summer, and if they haven't camped yet, they might as well do it now. This week, I came out on Monday. It was relaxed, easygoing, but steady. And in the end, I was doing okay and got a run to the airport at the end. Now, it was a busy night in that I had a lot of, there were not many cars on the road, not many cabs out here, so I just cleaned up. There's my buddy. And I was getting these long trips, you know, out to the western communities and halfway out the peninsula before the airport, so I didn't really need the airport run. At about 1 o'clock in the morning, actually no, it was much earlier, it was near the beginning of the shift, it was around 8 o'clock, I got sent to a grocery store a little bit out of town, big grocery store, and it was a guy with a bike and a girl who had just had her nails done, so she couldn't lift any groceries. So I had to load the car and put the guy's backpack in. I said, well, I can't put the bike and the groceries and both of you in here. You know, what do you want to do? He says, well, I'm going to go to the liquor store and you guys can go ahead up to the house, and then we're going to take you downtown as soon as we get the groceries in the house. So if you could put those on the deck, that would be great. So okay, fine, I'm going with the girl who's got her nails done, and we motor out to the house, and we get there, and I carry all the stuff onto the deck. She takes a couple things in the house. Then I look down the road, and the guy's pedaling his bicycle up, and he's got his beer and wine bags, one hanging from the handlebars on each side, and we get him. He gets there, and I offer to help him with his bike. He says, oh no, leave it right here. He just drops it on the ground and goes inside and prepares and gets ready, and I'm just standing around outside waiting with the meter going, which is okay, really. And he says, okay, now we're going downtown. But we don't end up going quite downtown. We end up going to the Songhees side of the bridge. So we don't end up downtown. We're out near the Ocean Point, kind of, and he wants to go where the water taxi docks. And I said, I don't know where the water taxi docks. I never see the ocean. I know where the taxis go on the road, but not on the water. Well, anyway, we found the place, and he gave me $20 already for the fare because it was up there, and gave me another $20 to hold on to wait. So that's when I called Cindy. Actually, it was exactly 10 o'clock. Now I remember what time it was because of when I called Cindy. And we chatted for a while, and as we were chatting, the two of them came back, and it was about, oh, I don't know, $30 on the meter by the time they got back. And I took them back to where they started, and they were jolly and enjoying the ride and having fun, and we were joking around back and forth, and it was a grand old time. We got to the place, and it was $42 or something like that. He gave me another $5 and said, keep the change, you know, thanks for a good ride. And, you know, I had just trips like that, $40, $45, just like that. And that's what made my Monday so good. Tuesday was a little more relaxed. It was quieter to start, especially to start. I think I had 3 trips on by about 10 o'clock, and I was starting to worry. And then miraculously, every cab that was clogging up this part of town went downtown to wait in front of the bars in line. Why they do that, I don't know. But they left the north open to me, so I just got everything I could in the north, and a lot of those guys also went home because they were discouraged. But in the end, it came through. I had another airporter that made 7 in a row, and there was one morning last week where I'd had 2, so 8 morning airporters in the last week and a half. Beautiful. So then Wednesday night I came out, and it was a little busier than Tuesday, which is okay because the lease was a little higher. So I had a good night there too, and it worked out really well. Actually, you know, it was kind of sad. Or was it? No, it was all right. It was all right. And I was happy with it. And then I was talking to another cabbie in a parking lot, and we were saying how the night was going okay. He says, well, maybe the next one will be an airporter for you. I said, yeah, right. That's really pushing it, you know. Sure enough, about 5 minutes later, he got a call and went on it. I do not share your taste in music. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. What shit the kids listen to these days. He's got a black Mustang convertible with nigga music. That's what they call each other, so what the fuck. Where was I? Oh yeah, I got to run to the airport about 5 minutes after that. Been watching lots of YouTube videos. Haven't got much reading done. I'm still about 1/3 of the way through this book because I've been watching videos. And you know, when you see those videos on the side and they're half an hour long and you don't have time to watch them, you just click the watch later button. Well, I clicked the watch later button, and now I'm getting through my watch later playlists. And another week or so and I'll be through them. I believe I'm up to date on all YouTube videos up to now. Everything that I'm subscribed to anyway. And got 1 week to go. Maybe I'll continue reading my book next week or a week from now, something like that. I might get the odd page in at the end of the night when the battery in my phone here dies and I can't see no YouTube videos on it anymore. Okay. Where was I? Wednesday, Thursday, last night. Last night was steady. Last night was okay. I can't complain. It wasn't as good as Monday or Wednesday, but last night was okay. I did not have a run to the airport in the morning, but after 4, I had a couple $20 fares, which was almost as much as a run to the airport, so I can't really complain about how this week has gone. I've put some money in the bank. I'm going to put more money in the bank next week, so I'll have enough to pay half my income tax for the year. That will be a relief to get that sucker paid off. And then come December, I'll just write them another check. And that'll be it for the year's income tax, so that won't be a worry anymore. I'm sure I'll make it. I don't have any big purchases on the horizon. I'll try to not to buy any really expensive whiskeys, although the temptation is always there. But the thing is, you know, I always covet. I want to have a certain whiskey. I want to try a certain whiskey. I see whiskey reviews. I want to try these whiskeys. And it's always nice to have a couple of drams in the morning after work. Oh, it's so good. You know, just a couple of little drams with a nice tall glass of water next to it, so that you don't dehydrate yourself and get cramps in the legs like I sometimes do when I don't watch it. So gotta stay hydrated and just have a couple of drams in the morning like I did today. And I go to sleep like a baby, and then I wake up at about the right time and I'm all right. Usually need a coffee by about 2 or 3 in the morning just to keep me going. 80% of the time I do fall asleep somewhere between 3 and 5 for half an hour or an hour, have a power nap. And we're going camping this weekend. Cindy wants to go camping up near Nanaimo and check out a place where she wants to go for maybe spend a whole week next year. Bicycle, pedestrian, Friday. I'll get back to you in the morning hours and let you know how tonight went, or how tonight will go. Haven't had a call yet. Been out here about 10 minutes. Yippee. I can't believe what a stinker of a night it's been. It took me until about 11 o'clock to have my first $100 on. And it took me till about 2 to break even. And it took until just after 3 to have another $100 on. And the only reason I had that second $100 on was because I took some kids out to the Westin at Bear Mountain Resort, and that was a $35 fare from town. I spent the last couple hours before my last call that I just did in a parking lot watching videos. I watched one about a girl who survived rabies, and the treatment for rabies was to put her in such a deep coma that her brain would not be attacked by the rabies virus. And watched another one. What the hell was it? Here they are. The one I watched before that was about people living on the planet Mars, and the last one was Lost Ancient High Technology of Egypt. Yeah, so anyway, I finished watching the Watch Later videos and fell asleep halfway through High Technology of Egypt. I can't believe what a stinker of a night it was. At one point, I was sent to a house, and the address was 3114 on a street. So I went to that house. The light was on, and I called him on the phone. The guy said, "I'll be right out," and he was kind of slurring his words. He sounded really drunk. It seems like a lot of the few people, or the people that were left in town, got way drunker than usual tonight. and the rest of them went out of town for camping or something, which is what I'm going to be doing in a few hours. Anyway, yeah, 3114. So I got there, called the guy. The guy called me back 2 minutes later saying, I'm at 3134. Oh, I said, well, what address are you at? You know, I was sent here where I am. He says, I'm at 3134. He says, my girlfriend's waiting outside. Okay, fine, I'll back up. It's only a few houses back that way, so I went there, and I went there, and on my way there, I didn't see anybody. I'm looking out for somebody in my mirror as I'm backing up. Don't see anybody, and my window was open. And at this point, this guy comes along and says, "Don't you know 3143? 3143 is over here. What the fuck you doing down the street over there?" And I just looked at the guy and said, "Nobody talks to me that way, pal." And I put it in gear and drove away real fast. And I gave the indication here on the MDT that it was undesirable fare. So code 71. And just for my trouble, not long after that, I took some kids from the theater at Silver City to Nellie's Block, which is the Navy place. And after taking them there, I was coming back to cross the bridge, and I got sent back down the hill. There was a party of younger people going on, and I get there, and the call was for Stephen, and I pull it into the driveway, and somebody comes up to me and asks me who I'm there for. I said, "I'm here for a Stephen." And the guy said, "Oh, he's helping some drunk girl who's puking." Yeah. So you should see there were two guys, and there was a girl holding a bucket, and she was into the bucket. And I just put the car in gear, which locked all the doors. And I rolled down the window. And I said, "She is in no condition to be traveling. I don't want puke in my car, and I don't want to have to clean up no puke in my car. Why don't you just let her sleep it off?" And the guy said, "Well, I'll pay. I said, "Yeah, did you know if somebody pukes in the car, it's a $75. She's holding her bucket. And he said, "I'll pay it if she pukes in your car. I'll pay it." I said, "Yeah, but you don't get it. I don't want to clean it up. I don't want to have to clean it up." And she says, "I'll bring the bucket." Okay, fine, you bring her bucket. All right, fine. So I unlocked the door and let them in, and they only went for like $6 ride. It wasn't that far, and he said that the girl had to wake up in the morning and go to work, so she has to be at home and can't sleep it off somewhere else. So on. So he ended up giving me a $10 tip, and she ended up not puking in the car. And I still have I've had 2 no loads, and I still have 5 empty lines at the bottom of my sheet. And I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18 fares. 18 fares on a Friday night. I remember Friday nights where we would do 35 fares. This one just sucked the bag, and we're going camping in the morning. And I hope yours is lots better than mine, because I hope to not see another Friday like this one this year. They should be better from now on. Next week is Labor Day weekend. I think I'll go back to bed. I don't think I'm washing the car this morning.